You can text while we're talking. That'll make me feel important.
Well, I'll just text my friend Obama. I'm going to text my friend Bob Dylan, who told me never to drop names.
I'm so stealing that line, except I'm going to use you. My friend Natasha Bedingfield told me never to drop names. I really am going to make a point to use that lesson.
One, you know, like people, especially in LA, right? People drop names all the time. It's so annoying. It's like, okay, I don't really care who you know. I just want to meet you. Like, who are you? You know? And people think that you're defined by who you know. You know, so sometimes people will drop like name after name, and I'll just be like, start looking around at the ground, going, "You dropped something," and they get really confused. I'm like, you just dropped a whole bunch of names.
You're like, P.S. Did you remember that I'm Natasha Bedingfield?
Yeah.
You're like,
don't you know who I am?
You can drop my own name, honey. That is hilarious. Okay, and so I need to tell you, first of all, darling, my love, show me. That is the most beautiful ring.
Thank you.
That is exquisite.
Thank
is
you.
there a story behind that? Is that a family gem? What is that?
No, this is my wedding ring, but it's from Venice.
Oh my God.
We didn't really have our wedding rings when we got married. Like, we just had some temporary ones because we really wanted to get some special ones, and I got this in Venice.
That is breathtakingly beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Now, the last time, well, not the last time we talked, but second to last time, I was like, "Oh, you're about to get married. That's so fun. Where are you getting married?" And you looked at me like, "Honey, you are so high if you think I'm going to tell you where I'm going to get married," because you know that I would go on the air and be like, "Oh, my friend Natasha Bedingfield, excuse me, let me pick up that name, told me about where she was planning her wedding in case TMZ is on line 3."
It was really funny. We tried so hard to keep it a secret,
right?
And my family didn't even tell people where they were going, because we were trying to keep it like a family wedding,
right?
And
how many helicopters were overhead?
Yeah, that's what was funny is the helicopters found out anyway, and they were really loud, and they were right above us.
Oh.
And, yeah, but it was actually made it more glamorous. It made it more. It's like, oh, somebody cares. You know,
You're like,
it felt very like someone was going to drop out from a parachute or something. You know, like or maybe we could go off in a helicopter. That would be nice.
You're like, yeah. The surprise honeymoon starts now.
Yes,
we're going to lift up into a helicopter.
Adventure honeymoon, honey. Wasn't what I was planning.
That's hilarious. Well, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. And the actual last time that we did talk was at an after party in New York after the script party.
Yes, and I accidentally was in the hotel there, I think. I didn't even know that you guys were going to be there.
Right, exactly. And
yeah.
I was just like, that's so funny. That looks like Natasha. Oh, that's Natasha Bedingfield. Yeah. I turned to my friend and I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to go say hi to Natasha Bedingfield, who just walked in. That was a fun night. And our picture that night, there was no flash, so it looks like you and I are filming the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, nice.
It's like both of us in like ghostly.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it was. I'll show you later.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And do you have a crush on the script, on the guy?
I don't trust it if you don't. Danny?
Yeah.
Do you have a crush on?
Well, I definitely would if I didn't have such a hot husband.
Yeah, we love the script, but speaking of music that we love, tell me about the new record, about everything that went into it. What was your mindset when you were recording?
Well, I just had done so much touring, so I really approached the writing this time of how do I want my live tour to be. I want it to be the best tour in the world that everyone goes to, you know, so I kind of wrote a lot of songs that I felt would really work very well live, very anthemic, and
that's a cool perspective to think about when you're recording it. Yeah, that's awesome.
And I feel like I've tested some of them out now live, and they do feel good. They do feel really like simple, easy, and translate well, and very emotional, and just topics that we all relate to. You know, I really didn't want to make the whole album about me this time. I tried to be a little bit more outward facing and like figure out what are we all going through, and what needs to be said, what needs to be written about,
and there's a lot right now.
There's a lot of pain and a lot of heartbreak, and just we're all trying to. I feel like that's why I called the album "Strip Me," is we've all been stripped of things that we thought were important, and we're kind of left with our hands in the air, going, "What? Like, who are we?
What now?"
When we're not defined by the things around us and the things that we thought were important.
And yet, because it's you and because it's your perspective on things, it's still very inspiring. Like
Thank you.
Yeah, and your music has always had that. I mean, there's nothing more inspiring than unwritten. You know what I mean?
You.
I mean, that's so. I love that you started there, but I also love that you put your twist on it, because it makes it very special.
Well, it's funny because I'm quite, my songs are quite positive, especially the ones that seem to really do well.
Be so anthemic.
Yeah, and so I get a lot of people be like, "Oh, so you're the Pocket Full of Sunshine girl? You're so sunny, you're so happy all the time." And what's funny is, like, as I got, I got married and I really opened my heart to someone and really vulnerable. And what was interesting is Matt said to me, he's like, "I'm really surprised that you're actually quite a pessimist. Like, I'm actually quite, when I'm on my own, I get very kind of
you go to some
moody,
darker places?
Yeah. And a lot of the songs I write, most of them that don't go on the album are quite
dark.
There's quite a lot of dark ones, but it feels like to me like I have to go through that darkness and I have to find some light in it. I have to try and see light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, I think that's what we all
absolutely
need. And so it's interesting. It's like the music actually helps me find my rooting and my
exactly. It's like you work through your dark stuff to find your sunny stuff.
Well, the sunny stuff keeps you going through the hard stuff.
Exactly. Well, we have always, and we continue to love it, and you.
Thank you.
And this is really full circle for us because, first of all, Alice at 97.3, if I remember correctly, was the first radio station in the States you ever heard these words on.
Yes.
And Now and Zen, I think it was 4 years ago.
This is the first ever time that I sang live with my whole band in America.
I remember that.
And I'm getting flashbacks. As soon as I drove in here today and I saw the stage and the crowd, and it's the same park and everything, I could still even see what I was wearing. I can feel that.
Do you remember
feeling.
We had like a wardrobe malfunction and you needed tape?
No, I forgot about that.
No, it wasn't on stage. It was when you were getting dressed. Do you remember this, Deb? And everybody was backstage going, Natasha needs tape for her. I don't remember if it was your skirt or your shirt.
Oh, wow,
and I
love that.
And I did too.
Tape. It's probably tit tape.
I was like, I have the coolest job in the world. I'm trying to find tape for Natasha's clothes. I love this.
And if there is a wardrobe malfunction, it'll be your fault.
Well, as I said, welcome home. We love to have you here, and we just, like I said, love everything about the record and you and having you back. And we have your bottle of wine with your name on it in the dressing room.
I know, I was so excited. They gave me a bottle of wine that has my name and Sarah Bareilles and everyone. It's Now and Zen, right?
Yep.
But it's huge. It's so big, and it's better than any Grammy.
It's your gnarly head Grammy. I'm
going to keep it.
Exactly. Yeah. So, Natasha Bedingfield, again, thank you so much, and we're just thrilled to have you here for Now and Zen.
Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Broadcasting live backstage on Alice at 97.3.